All right, folks, welcome. This is the second welcome video for Bio 111, and I want to show you in this video how to get to D2L, that's our online learning management system, and how to find our syllabus. So if you go to Inside Delta, you'll be a current student, right? And we're going to go to Tools, D2L Brightspace, that's our e-learning setup. And then from here, you can select your classes. There's a few different ways you can find them. I like to use the waffle up here. And then you can pick whatever classes it is you're taking this semester. If you click the thumbtack next to it, it'll pin it to the top. So it's easy to find our course. And what I want to show you here is where to find our syllabus. So if we go here to content, this is where you can see all the information you'll need for our course. So you should go to the welcome, start here. You've probably already done that to find this video in the first place. And you can see also on the screen that you have a syllabus quiz coming up that you'll need to take, as well as a practice quiz. The syllabus quiz is a way for me to kind of like double highlight what I think are the most important course policies and things you should know. You do need to read the whole syllabus. That's kind of our contract and agreement between me and you and Delta about what's going to be covered in the course. And you can always show that if you were to transfer credits. Your syllabus is something that you can show wherever you're transferring to. This is what I learned in Bio 111. The practice quiz is not over any content for the course. The practice quiz just makes you install a lockdown browser that we'll use for your exams in this class. You'll need to be able to answer a question that has a picture associated with it. And you also need to be able to record a short video of yourself doing work. So like writing something down on a sheet of paper and then showing it to the camera. Those are 3 tasks that you'll need to be able to do on your exam. So I want to make sure that if there's any tech issues or webcam problems, we can identify those issues right away in the first week and troubleshoot them, problem solve before you get to your first exam, okay? So these are 2 easy ways to kind of pad the grade book with some easy points right out the door. But that syllabus we need to go find in your course resources. This is where we have kind of the framework documents that you'll refer to throughout the class. So our syllabus is right down here. You can click on that puppy. Okay, so the syllabus for this course, it's got my contact info here. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. You can book time with me using the Calendly link here, and I'll also put it on our homepage. So you can just book time with me. We'll both get an email with the time you reserved and a Zoom link. So it makes it super easy. And if those times don't work for you, just shoot me an email and we'll set up another time that does. No big deal. For this class, we do have a required textbook. You'll need to pick up Biology, the Essentials, 4th edition by Huffnagel's. You can get it through the Delta bookstore. If you get it through the Delta bookstore, it comes with a McGraw-Hill Connect code. That is going to be really important for this class as well. So it's not enough to just get the book. You also need access to the McGraw-Hill Connect content. There's a lot of really good virtual labs in there. There's also some other really useful learning tools and an ebook that comes with that Connect code. So actually, I don't care if you purchase a book you can hold or not. What's really most important for this class is that Connect code. So if you're using your student aid money, then you have to buy it through Delta's bookstore. So you'll get the book, and the Connect code is like on a little card that's in the plastic wrap for the book. If you are not going to go through Delta bookstore, that's fine. You can purchase it right from McGraw-Hill online and you can choose what you want. If you want just the code and the ebook, you can purchase just that. If you want the hard copy book and the Connect code, you can get that and they'll ship it to you. So you have some options. I'll tell you more about that in another video coming up shortly, but I wanted to make you aware. Don't get the book from the bookstore and then throw away the plastic wrap and lose your Connect code. I had a student do that once. All right. If purchasing your textbooks is a problem, the Delta Foundation does have some funds set aside. They can help. Their goal is to be able to help each Delta student who needs it once during their time at Delta. So if life happened and you don't have money to buy your textbooks this semester, let me know. Shoot me an email and I can get the paperwork rolling for you to get some assistance from the Delta Foundation. They've even helped students out with car payments and rent. So it's really amazing, the support that we have. But in order to access that, you have to have a faculty or staff member from Delta initiate the process for you. So keep that in mind. Don't try and take this class without the Connect code. You can't be successful without it. Okay, another thing you can't get by without is you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to get to our e-learning, which is also known as D2L, and you need to be checking your Delta email, okay? My expectation is that you're checking your email every day, Monday through Friday. There will be mandatory online assignments. All of your work for this class is online, right? So those things are important. Yes, so we already talked about in the first video, this is an iNet class, which means that it is all online. We will not meet on campus at all. And it's asynchronous, which means you can work at your own pace. There's no set times where you have to log in and meet with me on a Zoom. We will cover a lot of different stuff in this class, so do take the time to look through the outcomes and objectives. These are what I use when I put together our labs, my lectures, the different activities we'll do, and when I write the exams. I'm looking at these outcomes and objectives. These are the things that we'll be learning in this class together. And this class is appropriate for people who are not majoring in biology, or if it's been a long time since you've had a biology class, but you do want to major. Does that make sense? So for our students who want to major in biology, that's what you really want to focus on. We have intro bio classes for people who are really into biology that are broken down over 2 courses instead of crammed into 1. So if you plan to transfer to a 4-year university or college and study biology, this may not be the right choice for you, 111. So if that's you, shoot me an email and let's talk about it and figure out where the best fit is. If you're not planning to major in biology, this is probably the best choice for you. You want to get your natural lab credits with a lab in. Biology is interesting, but not something you want to devote your career to. This is a good place to be. I always try and make this class relevant to like current events and things that are happening in the world today, where the content of our course and our outcomes and objectives are relevant to the real world. So I kind of think of this class as like biology things every human should know. Your role as a student, so to be successful in this course, you should keep up with get your things done on time. Because this is an accelerated class and we're moving basically at double time through the work, if you take a week off, you're really missing 2 weeks of class, and that's really hard to catch up from. So do your best to try and keep up with the schedule. I know it's brisk, but it's only 7 weeks, so you can do it. Check your email every day, Monday through Friday. I will communicate with you guys through, I'll post announcements on our D2L homepage. I thought I'd be able to show you where it was. I'll post announcements on our D2L homepage, but you'll get an email when I do that. So email is a good way to check for any information from me coming in. You should be taking notes as you read through the textbook. You should participate in the activities we're doing. And most importantly here is ask questions. I won't see you sitting in the back of the classroom looking confused if you're confused. So you got to let me know. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we've covered those. So attendance policies, because this is an online class, our attendance, it will be measured by your completion of online work. So if you don't complete the online work, especially for the first week, I have to drop you, and that's a Delta policy. So you have to attend all of your classes in the first week, otherwise you get dropped. And the reason we do that is so that students who, I don't know, made a mistake and registered for a class but have no intention of actually coming, we don't want you guys to be racking up student debt for classes you never came to, right? So that's a thing. I'll be using your weekly chapter quizzes to take attendance with. Okay, you can read through our policy on belonging. Late work, I will accept late work with a 20% penalty until we take the exam covering that content. After that point, I won't take late work anymore, okay? So you have a little bit of wiggle room in there, but not a ton. Academic integrity. So for this class, I've highlighted this bit here. So please note that reusing your own writing or work from another course is a form of plagiarism, and it won't be accepted for this course. So say I ask you to do a writing on what? In vitro fertilization. And you just happen to have written a really cool speech about IVF and the ethics of it last semester for your speech class. You cannot recycle your language from the speech that you wrote for speech class and use it for writing in this course. Does that make sense? You already got your credit for that writing. You need to do new writing for this class. Okay, so that's my exception, or my expectation, is that everything that you turn in is writing written by you, a human, specifically for the purposes of Bio 111. The other thing I want to talk to you about as far as like plagiarism is concerned is the use of AI. So every instructor has their own AI use policy. So make sure that if you're a person who likes to use AI, read through those expectations in the syllabi for each of your classes so that you know what's acceptable and what's not. They can vary a lot depending on your instructor. So for this class, I encourage you to use AI to help you study. So you can use it to make questions for yourself. You can use AI as a tutor. You can make a chat bot to quiz you over things. And you can use it to help you generate a topic for your environmental or ecological issue report. So that's the paper you'll be writing later this semester. So you can use it to help you be a better student. Okay. You may not, however, present ideas, writing, or work generated by AI as your own. So that means assignments, discussion board posts, or your paper, the environmental issue report. Any other use of AI is not allowed. Does that make sense? So all the work that you turn in needs to be totally human-made by you. But as far as studying and helping you be a better student and learn more as you're studying at home, you can certainly use AI. So if you're not sure if the way you want to use AI is appropriate, just let me know and we'll talk about it and figure it out before the due date, right? It's a different conversation if we're talking about, is it okay to use AI for this before it's due rather than after it's due when I have to come to you and say, I'm pretty sure this isn't something you wrote. It's made by AI, and here's how I can tell. Okay, so bottom line is, just like plagiarism, if I catch you using language that you did not write yourself, whether you stole it from another human, stole it from yourself in the past, or you used AI to make it, I will consider it cheating and academic misconduct, and will follow through with Delta's policies. So you get a 0 for the assignment, and I'll follow up with the college, and they can pursue the policy for that, which you can look at in the student handbook as well, but it can lead up to expulsion from the college. Okay. Excuse me.
Can I get changed? Because I'm all wet.
Okay. Okay. So, other things we should look for. If you need to update your preferred name, there's a way you can do it online or through the registrar's office, who we can change how your name appears in e-learning, and also on official Delta stuff if you need it. That's there for you. Grade determination. So for this class, our grades will come from 3 lecture exams will make up 50% of your grade for the course. I've got the class broken down into 3 units. So each unit has an exam. There are no cumulative exams over the whole semester. You'll write an ecology report, or sometimes I call it an environmental issue report. Same thing. We're going to pick a topic that you're passionate about. You're going to do some independent library research, and review what you find in your paper. So we got 20% next that comes from your labs. You have both virtual labs that you'll do through McGraw-Hill Connect or other resources I post in D2L, and there are hands-on labs where you'll be doing some experiments at home and documenting those. The remaining 10% of your grade in the course comes from other online activities, quizzes, and this is kind of my catch-all category. So if it's not an exam, your paper, or a lab, we'll tuck it into this last 10% category. Okay. I'll just be using the standard grading scale like you've all seen before here on the right. And your final grades are usually visible to you within a week of the end of the semester. Okay. Delta does also have a huge amount of resources to support students. So we have all things you paid for with your tuition, by the way. You can access tutoring with a real human tutor, either on campus or you can meet with them by Zoom. You also get free 24/7 access to tutor.com, which is real nice when it's 2 a.m. and you're trying to make sense of mitosis. I can't help you at 2 a.m, but tutor.com can. There's also, we have a food pantry. There's Delta's Closet on campus where you can go and get yourself, some work attire if you have an interview coming up. We have, what else is there? There's so much. We don't have a medical thing anymore. Oh, there's a dental clinic on campus even where you can go get your teeth cleaned. Yeah, there's tons of stuff. So do take the time to check out the student resources, because those are things that are all included with your tuition. So you should take advantage of them. All right, that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to access McGraw-Hill Connect. Make sure you watch that one.